exciting to be here. It's the third year for me as well. And it was great to see so many faces yesterday and today. I believe Camino can become something like an operating system for travel and hospitality. And I do believe, as an investor, that also an investment with Camino can go up, like 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x, I don't know. I believe when it's going to fly, then it's going to fly high. However, this is not going to happen by itself. So it deserves a lot of effort from the team and also from the community, well, from the ecosystem, which is represented here. And we are a builder ourselves. We have built a new vehicle which is called Tectris. And Tectris is a startup accelerator and also an investment vehicle. And the beauty of these Web3 projects like Camino and many of those startups is we can help to build. Many of you are helping to build. And to me, Camino and also some of the other blockchains sometimes felt a little bit like this here. So there has been that insane vision, that badass vision. Let's, erase all technology and build new technology. And that felt to me a little bit like, okay, we are planning everything from scratch, or greenfield, or desert, whatever. So there was that vision from Camino. And what we are seeing is now there's a lot of potential for builders, and everybody here is invited to build and can build. And many of us here, we are investors, equity or token in Camino, and I think we are also strongly incentivized to build, to bring the token up, to bring the value up, to help build that ecosystem. And that's amazing in Web3. Has not been here before that way. And at the beginning, sometimes people maybe think that's a little bit spooky to do blockchain stuff. That's okay. Sometimes they start to say, well, okay, maybe I should have a second look because there starts to be, things start to develop. And I definitely, me personally, I would not want to be here and say, okay, I missed the boat. So what we are doing now with Tectris is we try to bring new businesses to the Camino ecosystem, startups, and helping them on the one hand side and also helping Camino on the other hand side. My main gig is Falkensteiner Ventures. We are an investor, and we have started Tectris together with Jan from Enea and the Enea team, and I think Maurice is here somewhere. Maurice is here, Morgen. So Jan's been in Solana from the very beginning, so he's been in crypto, Solana, token, blockchain for a long time. Obviously with Pablo and Helena and Anke and Ralph and Vincent and everybody from the Camino team, which is extremely important to work with each other. And also with Luca from Chips community. Luca from Chips community. Raise your hand again, please, Luca. So Luca has been in Bitcoin since 2013. Legend. And he's been and he's been in Web3 travel for many years. And he even has a Web3 travel podcast. So he's the host of the Web3 Travel podcast. Can you think of that? A podcast in the niche of the niche. And I learned a lot from the podcast. So if you're interested, it's good educational stuff. And what we did all together, we had the first batch of the Tectris Accelerator program. We made a global call for startups. So we asked startups from the Web3 blockchain travel space and only that very niche to apply. And we've been in touch with some 100 startups from that space in the first batch. And what are these startups doing? So what topics do they address? Most of the startups we've seen in that acceleration program, they are in marketplaces, like Booking, like Airbnb, but different. And most of the marketplaces are still centralized. Some of the marketplaces try to go decentral more and more. There's applications like D-Travel. They are building an ecosystem for vacation rentals, decentralized, owned by the community. There's a very diverse product range, everything else. And also a lot of use cases, or startups use cases. Startups and business concept I have not heard before. And we have one here I will present a little bit later, which is just complete new stuff, at least for me. There's a lot of people in tokenization. So you've heard Larry Fink from BlackRock saying everything is going to be tokenized. And I think what he meant was mainly stocks and securities and shares and these kind of things. And why? Because if you want to buy, for instance, a Booking.com share or Booking Holdings share stock, it is, I think, $4,000 something. And not everybody on this planet can afford to buy a Booking stock, $4,000. So if you tokenize stuff or digitalize stuff, you can buy a fraction of it. Very tiny, small fraction. It doesn't cost a lot to transact. Real-world asset tokenization. So there are many startups who are trying to tokenize stuff, like glamping, or campings, or vacation rental, or even hotels. So people are trying to, tokenize hotels as an asset class where you can invest in. It's really exciting. And the second part is tickets, which is pretty strong. So people are trying to digitalize or tokenize tickets, hotel reservations, flight tickets, event tickets, and you can sell them and create a secondary market. Rewards, maybe a second coming, gamified, and many more. Now, how do these startups look like? Not just the bars, but also some beef to the bone. Sleep.io with Michael. Where's Michael? Goedemorgen. Michael is the first Web3 native OTA where you can buy book hotels, very similarly to what we have just seen from the Greek guys. Very nice presentation. And I don't want to repeat what they have done, but if you want to learn something about Web3 marketing, talk to Michael what he does in terms of getting community and building momentum. So it's just insane. Completely different than the Web2 world. I think we can learn a lot from how they are building community. Very exciting. Me protocol. Where is Robert? Morning. Think of you can buy rewards from AirAsia with your rewards from Lufthansa, miles and more. And if you don't have enough miles and more points, you add some Starbucks points. And this is what Me Protocol is doing. And I think it's just mind-blowing. You have a protocol, going forward no CEO, but decentralized technology, automated market making in between, where you can trade those points without Lufthansa or without AirAsia having to negotiate forever with each other. Gamifying, walk and learn. We have a lot of apps where you can walk around and prove that you have been to a place. You can collect digital souvenirs, and you can prove I have been to that very place 3 times. So probably I'm going to be the better advisor, travel agent, than the legacy travel advisors with that app. Bakun Holdings is payment. Marco is also here. Nigel also here. And this is the outstanding kind of guide. So Data Guide, where is Sam? Morning. He said fare scraping from airlines is a massive cost for the airlines, and he wants to change that completely. So he's building based on blockchain and blockchain oracle and AI to prevent data being scraped. So it's really an outstanding concept. And finally, Drive from India, Uber on blockchain. Amazing concept, which also belongs to the taxi community and no longer taxis being ripped off from Uber. So, if you're interested, we've seen a lot of startups. We are happy to help corporates. I've been in corporates myself. I know it's extremely difficult to get familiar with new tech. And if you are investors, we will be investing in a small handful of startups here. Interesting stuff out there.